Construction's really loud today, but today, on Random Rig Friday, we're going to see the most rigged up DSLR I've ever seen. Let's go.
Pow! What's up, everybody? Pow!
So what do we have going on here? Because this is a little intense of a rig.
So this is our Canon 5D Mark III with our cage rig. We have our audio box that we mount with a quick release plate and monitor, follow focus, and just our lens support when we use for our 70 to 200 millimeter lens.
So did you start out with this whole rig, or did you just buy the 5D and then eventually start building up accessories? Like how did you deal with no XLRs on the 5D? Did you have that box right away? What was your process when you first got the 5D for video?
We had the audio box for the XLRs. We had the camera and the lens. We didn't have the cage. And going out on shoots, what we would do is mount the camera to the tripod, mount the audio box to the shoe on the camera, and then mount the monitor onto that. So it was like this big stack. So the monitor wouldn't tilt. It was hard to maneuver things around. There was no follow focus. We had a follow focus, but we had no way to use it. So it was very difficult to maneuver on set, to configure everything. If we had to switch lenses, then that became a whole nother issue. So I started looking around at cages or ways to rig the camera and everything together. We found this camera cage, fairly inexpensive, gave us a good way to mount the audio box, mount the monitor. Sometimes we have a shotgun microphone that we mount either on the side or up top. There's other things that we can mount if we want to use Tascam. We can put that right on here. There's lots of options. The lens obviously comes with, we got the support. That's great, especially for the longer lenses. And the follow focus is just tremendous. So having the rails up here, the follow focus, makes it so much easier on set to just kind of disconnect things, move them around, maneuver. Everything's laid out a little bit nicer on the cage, so everything's easier to get to. The monitor now we can tilt, so that makes it way easier to see what we're doing, what we're shooting when we're on set.
So you have two sets of rods here. You have 15 millimeter rods on the bottom, which is pretty standard for most cages, but now you have a set of 15 millimeter rods like up top, and your follow focus is essentially like mounted upside down. Why is that?
The issues we were running into with the follow focus we originally had on the bottom, which was definitely better, but the issues we were running into was the lens support would get in the way. If we had to switch lenses, we couldn't do it quickly because we'd have to take the follow focus off, take the lens support off, switch the lenses on the camera, put the follow focus back on the other lens if we needed it. So it just it was kind of clunky. So putting the follow focus up top with the rails ensured that nothing down here would get in the way, and the follow focus could live up here all the time. If we switch lenses, we just take the ring off, put it on the other lens, bang, and we're ready to go. Another thing that the cage allows us to do is if we ever need to go handheld, boom, just take it off. It is a little heavy because, especially with this lens on, it is a bigger lens, so with the camera and the cage and everything on it makes it heavier. But if we ever need to do a quick handheld shot, or even if we just need to do a ground shot, just boom, take it off, and we're ready to go. And with the two bars and the sidebar, you can get a pretty good grip. If we need to do like a God shot, looking up, just kind of do the handle like that, support down underneath. Definitely makes it a lot nicer and gives us more versatility on set.
So now that you have your rig pretty much down to a science, have you felt like you are now more efficient and like time saving on set, or is it like the same? Is it more of just like a convenience for you, or does it actually save time?
it's a little bit of both. I think I feel like we definitely do save time, especially like I said, when we have to switch lenses, things like that. It is definitely a big convenience because knowing where everything is, being able to adjust everything easily and quickly on set definitely helps save time.
Yeah, and that's exactly why like I love having my rig. It's not nearly as monstrous, if that's a word, as that. I mean, like, so I have a mirrorless camera. It obviously is smaller than a DSLR, so the idea is to keep it small, but with it being that small, you kind of lose some of that video functionality, the video ergonomics. So to kind of add that back, that's why I have like a half cage on here with a removable top handle. That way I can mount my shotgun mic and a monitor if I need, and basically just have more functionality. And yeah, it's significantly like easier on set, just knowing where everything is. And yeah.
Brace.
Hey, man.
Bang! Bang, bang!
Bang!
It is always ridiculous when I go visit my buddies. I used to work with them back in my 9-to-5 job. I've learned so much from Chris and Joey, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. But their rig is a little all over the place, but at the same time, it's pretty well contained. It's bigger for like a 5D DSLR type cage, but it works. And that's actually the most important thing, is that it works for them. Yes, it's a little big for my taste, but that's okay. They're doing a lot more studio set production, and with the accessories that they have mounted on that cage, really brings up the production value and the shooting experience with the 5D. Now it's 2019 and the 5D Mark III is considered an old camera by today's standards, but the fact is it still creates a nice image, and with that rig, they're able to make a full-fledged video camera out of the 5D, which saves them money from upgrading camera year after year after year. They have basically everything they need. But that just about wraps up this week's Random Rig Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you'd like to check out more of Joey's work, definitely go follow his Instagram. I will leave that here, and yeah, his photos are just really nice. Like I love looking at his feed. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to get your weekly dose of Random Rigs every Friday. And until next time, guys, go make something.